What up? It's your tall guy. We ventured back to Universal Studios Hollywood in the rain, and I gotta say, I never thought I'd be wearing this jacket in the middle of the summer. We're here to get some horror night updates, and surprisingly we have a hurricane here in Southern California. But in the LA area they issued it as a tropical storm warning. We'll see how bad it gets, but for the most part I gotta tell you, HHN does not mix well with the rain, from experience from both sides. We'll talk about that in a bit. Hopefully these tents survive, and we'll see what else survives in the park. Let's head on inside. Alright, you guys, don't forget to drop your tall guy like, comment down below if you ever been to HHN in the rain or don't plan on to. I sure as hell don't. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's just check on these mazes, see if they're surviving. You gotta be thankful I made it here safe. Rain level right now is pretty moderate, no hail or anything coming down. I've seen harder rain earlier this year, so this is pretty moderate for the most part. But why don't you look at that? We got our fire towers. We got walls revealing the scare zone of the event to be dolls with a Z at the end. You know, I want to say, have we ever gotten some form of dolls, you know, iteration at HHN before? This brings me back to, you know, Scary Farm when they have Doll Factory. But, you know, if anyone could jog my memory, I can't recall if dolls have ever made it to the event as a scare zone or even as an original maze. That's thinking way far back. But let me know, guys. But for the most part, you could definitely see that all of these dolls along the walls are going to be coming to life, and the little peephole just says it all. I'm kind of terrified of the monkey. I'm not gonna lie, that monkey looks pretty terrifying. All right, nice to see another scare zone being revealed. If you recall last year though, we're still missing one more scare zone, because usually two scare zone mix in here. You got the normal scare actors with the stilts and on foot, then you got the chainsaws. So obviously last year we had the circus themed scare zone with clowns mixed in with the saws. So what are we gonna get with the dolls? Heard rumors / speculation that we're gonna be getting those ghost sheets back, maybe the same ones from Terror Tramp from last year, but with chainsaws closer to the front entrance. So that'll be something. Alrighty, guys, it is a very empty Universal Studios Hollywood. Typically during the rain, people don't want to show up. Not even the gang is here to solve a mystery. But let's peep over across from the mystery machine. Bye-bye Fast and Furious, and now looks like we're getting, oh, thank God they covered up a lot of the props. So let's see that. Good job, Horror Nights. Has so far prepped for the hurricane / rain. Where we're getting our, I guess you can call it a beer garden, or, you know, celebration of the dead here. And I hope when they say they were bringing La Llorona, she comes here as a walk around meeting greet. That'll be fun. But it looks like we got some of the props covered up in bags and whatnot and plastic wrap, which is good. Alrighty, peeping over at Monstros. She is getting drenched. Oh my goodness. You could just tell on the facade. We got some tarps covering over the tombstones here. That's new. They elevated that one. Oh man, you could, I don't know if you can see from my camera lens, but it looks like it's dripping inside the maze just a little bit. Those entrance tarps are a little wet and damp. Oh, this is not a good sign. The rain is coming down just a little bit harder, and we got a little river forming here. But let me tell you guys, rain and HHN houses outside do not mix well. I'll give you a story from last year actually. I came during, I think it was just a regular Thursday, and it just happened to rain one day. Me and my buddy Dale in LA were inside the freaky maze, or rather the Horrors of Blumhouse. And that, I don't have any footage of it, but let me tell you, when it rained, water was seeping through the house. The tent wasn't necessarily doing its job. It was pretty rough. To an extent, Horror Nights will keep the maze open, or some mazes open for, you know, as long as they can. But for those mazes that are indoors, obviously like this year, Stranger Things and Exorcist Believer and Evil Dead Rise will stay open for the most part because they're indoors and not covered in tents. It's good to see though that they covered up some of the lighting features they got down here, and then creeping up the maze, I'm sorry, the facade, they covered up Hedwig. There's an owl up there. So that's an animatronic piece that moves its head around, so I'm glad they covered that up. As far as any interior work, I can't speak for, I've never seen it inside, but if they're covering up anything out here, I'm sure they're covering up anything very important in there. And you know, I'm sure way in advance they prep for a rain to happen about once a year for Horror Nights, so who knows. Right over here you can kind of see some sandbags lined up against the maze right over there. It's a good sign, so I assume that they did take well preparations for this hurricane to come. I just hope nothing is damaged too bad when the storm is over. Coming down French Street, it looks like they didn't cover up the scare zone set pieces right over here, leaving them out. Kind of strange. I would have thought they would have, you know, covered these up, especially the lighting rigs down here, but who knows, maybe I guess these are built for rain. I wouldn't assume anything HHN is built for rain, because that's the last thing we want to happen, guys. Check this out. I don't think I've seen this prop piece last time I came. Maybe it's an interactive skeleton in there, like they usually do for some of the scare zones. And I know they do that for the plaza right over there. Alright, let's hope these make it through the rain too. I want to walk over here to see what this area kind of looks like. So here's our shot looking over Universal Studios Hollywood in the San Fernando Valley. It's coming down, I'll tell you. But let me tell you something too. I'm sure that when it rains, the Fast and Furious roller coaster won't be operating, because if this thing is going down the hill, I mean, just an outdoor roller coaster itself. I know they operate Flight of the Hippogriff during the rain to an extent, but to operate a major coaster would be interesting. Looks like they took some preparations over there at the dirt field where Animal Actors was at. They got tarps and sandbags all over the place, so that's good. They're not letting the rain delay anything. And walking back this way, looks like we got some lighting rigs up around the buildings where the Minions is at, and right above the scare zone right over here for scare zone activity. Alrighty, so as we walk over to the Terror Tram, studio tour, I'm speaking too soon for myself. I remember one year when I was scare acting during Terror Tram in 2018 as Hollywood Harry. It came down really, really hard one day. I think it was the day when so many people complained to Universal and left the event, where Universal had to issue a like a refund, not a refund ticket, but a come back again ticket, you know what I mean? But you know, from a scare actor point of view, if it does rain, for the safety of all of us, you know, Universal really does take care of us. If it rains to an extent, if it drizzles, we'll still be out there scaring. If it's coming down really hard, they gotta stop the show and unfortunately pull us backstage and whatnot, and pull you guests to safety. Well, I guess you call me a guest too nowadays. You know, because the last thing we want for scare actors or guests is slipping and breaking an ankle or a leg here at Horror Nights, and that's just terrible. So, you know, nobody ever wants it to rain at a Horror Nights event, but sometimes it's just inevitable, and you just gotta prepare for it. But hopefully, I'm not bringing any jinxes or calling it out, it doesn't come this year. Unfortunately, the crappy part is when you do buy your HHN ticket, it is a rain or shine event. So, you know, there is the possibility of, no matter how hard it may rain, there's no refund issued or a come back again ticket. But, you know, if you do your part and be nice to guest relations or the hotline number you call for HHN or VIP or whatnot, they'll probably be nice to you and issue you a come back again ticket. So as I was making my way towards the studio tour, you know, off to the right where you go through that little shortcut on Hogsmeade, that's kind of spooky. It's really foggy and misty down there. I don't know why, I just had to stop and shoot it. Now as for the shots we saw in the studio tour, let's talk about it. Holidays in Hell is taking a hit too. Facade is a little damper, but I'm sure it's okay. Can't see any other sandbags or any other protection going on around the mazes, but I'm sure they're prepared. Studio tour, it's just a bunch of wood at the moment. It's wet wood, so probably gonna be delaying the paint work on that project soon enough. maybe start seeing paint actually go up around maybe end of this week, since we're getting rain Sunday and Monday. So if you guys recall last speculation video, it looks like I was right. They're building a mini house towards the end of the world set, just like how they had for Hollywood Harry and all the other previous Terror Trams years before. And then leading into the Nope section, at the very end, I did see those lighting rigs and walls go up around the outside of Jupiter's Claim, where the exclusive RIP tour interaction was last year. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna get the same, something similar related to Exterminators, but in the same area for RIP guests.
Pass holders. It's always a pleasure seeing some familiar faces here in the trim. If you'd like to become an annual pass holder, it's very easy. Take your ticket up to the Universal box office. They'll show you how to do it.
In roller coaster news updates, they have officially taken down the Universal City sign that was here for many years. Childhood memories, I could say. It's a shame. It's gone, just like all these trees down here and some of these movie signs along the studio tramway to make way for the roller coaster going down the hill. I sure hope it's amazing. I really sure hope so. But, you know, change has to come to the park eventually. Alright, it is beginning to rain sideways, which is not my favorite thing. And it looks like they brought back the killer film slate. Harold Kopowitz. Very nice. This is an awesome photo op. But aside from photo ops, let's see how The Last of Us is holding up. Oh boy, I can already see. Alrighty, so for the most part, looks like The Last of Us is taking a hard hit with the rain too. I can't really get close down there from what I can see. It looks like they do have some sandbags around certain facade prop pieces. Hopefully they have sandbags all around the electrical, because that's the most important part. You guys, as for Universal Monsters and the Chucky maze, honestly, pray for those mazes. That's all I can say. We hope they're, you know, they took the same preparations for everything and they make it through the storm that we're going through right now. Alrighty guys, that is gonna do it for this tall guy. My socks are wet. It's kind of raining sideways. I think it's best to go home now. Hope you enjoyed the updates in the rain. All I can say is let's leave some prayer emojis for the mazes that are outdoors. Hopefully they survive. Hopefully we have no delays for HHN. Other than that, guys, don't forget to drop a like, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. You'll catch this tall guy at the next theme park. I am out of here.